Chris, thanks for your time. Yeah, just trying to get to know my neighbors and connect some people. And so, it's a conversation I like to have, and I start with, tell me about yourself, Chris. Where were you born and raised?
My name is Christopher Ott. I was born and raised in between San Francisco and Kansas City, back and forth. And, once my parents got divorced, we got, moved around a lot. And kind of influenced my life. I've got like a 90-day cycle. It's like every 90 days, got to start again.
You would move every 90 days?
Yeah, so 90 days to 6 months usually.
Well, why was that?
Just, my mother had mental health issues, as I do. It's kind of hereditary in our family. But I mean, it's a trip to once you start learning about learn behavior and generational curses and things like that. I had a pretty decent childhood though. There was this time where I was bitter about my childhood, but I don't have anything to be upset about.
Well, tell me about it. You have siblings?
Yeah, got my younger sister, Leanna. She lives in Crown Heights up the street. Yeah, and she lives a good life, family, good husband, and she's been my main support system, the only member of the team, for years. It's trips out were.
When you were growing up as kids, what did you guys do for fun?
And we used to, in San Francisco, we used to like to run the rooftops, because how the houses and apartments were all pretty much joined close together. Get up to the top and run the block.
Like run across them and jump them?
Yeah, like dangerous stuff.
Stuff exciting stuff to do too. Thrilling, sounds thrilling.
Yeah, we were sprying life and stuff. Not much meat on our bones, so we could get around. We're just like some alley cats,
And your mom and dad raised you guys?
Felt like my mother a little bit, my father a little bit, and my grandmother. My cousins and me and my sister inevitably at some point get dumped from grandma. And then she winds up with all these kids. Barely, she's living off a pension, and winds up with 6 kids.
Oh wow! And so, tell me about some memories that come up if you think back about that time?
Yeah, my grandmother's first husband, his name was Johnny Cussell. He was a decorated veteran, and she learned a lot from him by way of the military procedures. So when she would never get food stamps or EBT or medical coverage for us because our mother and father, they would just drop us off at her place. We never, so then by the time her pension would be spent up feeding us and stuff, she would take us on parade. We lived in the Mission District in San Francisco. We would literally walk from there to Fisherman's Wharf, Chinatown on the way. All that, backside of Golden Gate Park, Slopes Boulevard and the zoo, go through Lake Merced to Daly City, and then back to Pacifica where my aunt had a Section 8 housing at.
Gotcha.
But she would just take us on parade because she couldn't feed us but once a day. So she knew she had to keep us occupied.
Oh, I see. That's so you guys would just walk.
Yeah.
And see the sights, see the city, find stuff, whatever.
Yeah. And she was right there walking with us.
You guys went to school?
Oh yeah, we did. But I was always in trouble in school. ADHD, bipolar, all that stuff. So school I didn't really get into until I was in junior high and high school. My elementary years were pretty much lost, just the consistent moving. You been to San Francisco?
I have not explored San Francisco too much. I've kind of driven through it, but I hear it's a fun, amazing town.
It doesn't seem like it's the same city to me anymore. It's like Poltergeist or something. But
I'm sure since when you were a kid, it's changed a lot, right? Any city, my guess is. for the most part.
Definitely, yeah. Time changes all the time.
That's right. So, when you're 16, where are you at when you're like 16 years old?
So I grew those years of my life from 12 to 18. I was in a boys' home.
Okay.
And
why did you get to? Why and how did you get to a boys' home?
we had some things going on in the background in our home life. Pseudo abusive or whatever. And then I'm coming into a young man, and I eventually was going to assert myself and be like, no. So in the midst of all that, there's this. It's a long, complicated story. Like, my mother disappeared for almost till I was 18.
Oh wow!
And they aired her story on Unsolved Mysteries of America's Most Wanted, and then she saw the trailer for the episode. She's the only person on Unsolved Mysteries that the case was ever solved before the story aired. But she turned herself in when she saw it. Yeah, but so much stuff, man. It would just take forever to talk about it all. But me and my mom just rekindled our relationship after 17 years recently.
Wow.
It's really nice. And she's worried about me. Me living like this right now makes her cry. And that's a horrible thing, to hear a mother cry and whimpering, And God forgive me.
He does. That's the hope, anyways, I hear.
Yeah.
I'm curious too, you said your mom and dad dropped you off. And where did they go? To work?
Yeah, they were divorced, so whatever they had going on. They both went to chiropractic college.
Okay.
My father, he had a successful practice for maybe 20 years or something, but he doesn't do it now at all. I think he's a maintenance man or something, older with Parkinson's. And my mother, she's forever young. She's 70, and she still goes on 2 or 3 mile walks every day.
Oh yeah, good.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's cool to be getting back in touch with her and not have all those. All that childhood malevolent crap going on inside my head anymore.
Yeah, well, I'm curious, 12 to 18, you're at this, what would you say is
Ozanam Boys.
a school, some kind of school?
Yeah, it's my home.
Yeah.
It's that. That's the place I lived the longest in my whole life, 6 years.
Oh, in a stable place.
That's my home.
And tell me about that place. What was it like?
It was just, a lot of us just came from dysfunctional families and backgrounds and places, where it wasn't too much of a loving and kind of environment. So, we came in with our issues and our psychological injuries, and then they just take you through their methodologies of how they're gonna, plug you in and get you dialed in and hopefully get you, all right, before you have to go out into the world.
Yeah. So when you do go out into the world at 18, where do you go?
Man, I was a really good athlete, so I thought that's for 4.340 in high school, so it's everybody's like, you're going to the NFL, listen to all the lies they tell you. But I put out my eggs in basket with sports and stuff. That's why my body's all broken down now, but it's so my world was always in transition of flux prior to the boys' home, and then I never really saw the functional standpoint of my mother and my father paying bills and maintaining the house, because they were, even when we lived with them, they were absentee parents, And so when I got out, it was wild as Friday night, man. I didn't have a concept of what breaking the law was. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know between right and wrong, but there's some stuff that just there's gray areas in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no one taught you.
Yeah. So it was very much, Boy Meets World.
Was it in San Francisco?
No, it was in Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
And when you're 18, do you go to?
So they
do you have a place to go?
They put me in a mental health group home for
Okay.
a couple of months, but unfortunately my disabilities aren't enough. Other people need the bed space more than I do. So they let me know like I couldn't, like I was a year behind in high school, so they let me know I couldn't graduate high school and be there because I needed to get my GED. They gave me a rundown, and then I just left there and just started like crashing couch to couch at my friends' places and stuff. But I look back and my life, and then I even look back in between. It's like pretty much, even though not like it is now, pretty much might as well just say I was homeless because baby's mom was always took care of everything, and just one of them kind of guys. And I think maybe like in my lifetime I've had like 3 apartments in my name.
Gotcha. So you've just been constantly kind of, like you said, from 12 to 18 is the most. Is a time where you just
it was
at one place.
It was great, man. A lot of the male staff there were ex-collegiate athletes, and then they had programs with the Kansas City Chiefs and Kansas City Royals, Kansas City Comets. So like, we were dialed in on the sports, and growing up knowing, like Derek Thomas and Neil Smith, the Kansas City Chiefs,
you
having like a personal interpersonal relationship with them, and those years I call it Disneyland.
Yeah,
you're always going, like when you're not in school, you're going to the games or whatever.
Well, I'm glad it was a positive. I'm sure it wasn't perfect, but it sounds like a positive experience generally overall.
Yeah, I ran away a lot from there, but they always brought me back.
Yeah.
Until they didn't.
And then you told me earlier you have 4 kids.
3. One step kid.
One step kid. Well, tell me about them.
Well, my oldest daughter, me, we're not speaking. I spent the majority of her life in prison. And my middle child, he just turned 18 yesterday. He's in the Northwest Youth Project up in Bellingham. Got him in there. He was a USA amateur fighter licensed. I was a USA amateur boxing coach licensed. One day we just got into it in the morning, and I was a little bit worried where I was going to go, so I called the police. I was like, "Can you come over and just make your presence felt, make sure everything's cool, And I didn't tell him, like, he put hands on me or anything. And when it came, they just locked me up. And next day I go to court or whatever, and they say, "Oh, you have an NCO against your son, and NCO where you stay." So instantly, my child's gone for 90 days to my sister's, and then the homeless overnight. Like, I'm homeless, living in my car and Crown Hill, working for Labor Works every day.
So I was in Seattle.
Yeah, and by the time the NCO was up and they dismissed it throughout the case, like the woman lost her job and stuff, the manager of the apartment complex we were at, like, told my son to tell the police to get me arrested and stuff. So the judge, like, literally threw everything out. And the woman was fired from her job, but we still lost our housing, and we've never really been same. Like, me and my father, we bumped heads when I was 16, so like I get all that, but it's kind of like gone beyond that now. It's like, I don't know what else my son could want from me, because I don't have much, but it's all his. If he needs it, if he comes to me and says he needs it, I got him. There's just no communication.
If not, when was the last time you?
So he got put out of Northwest Youth Project in March. David Benavidez, he's a professional boxer out of Seattle, Washington, from Phoenix, though.
Okay.
It's like the youngest 2-time middleweight world champion. And then my son used to box in their gym, and they never charged us. So they said, "You don't pay here." And then we had that, And so when his fight came up, he was fighting Caleb Plant in March. I told him, "Let's drive down to the city, man. Coach Manning down here on Seaview. Let's watch the thing, see Coach Manning." And so when we did that, I got him back late, but he had broke his curfew too many times already. So that time put him out. So then he winds up like in a truck with me. And I called 211 or whatever, get us into a family shelter in Renton. And like within a within a week he ran away, and he just resurfaced like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and
He's how old?
he's 18.
18.
Yeah, and I have a 12-year-old daughter, and I don't know her at all. And her mother, we married a high school sweetheart, and they had another child, and they've been together, a wonderful, radiant couple. You know, she's in a good place. Figure now, pretty much since me and her mother got divorced, I've been homeless, so I just figured it was best just to like not contact her. What I'm going to tell her, like, I'm living in my van, you know. Excuses. This is like another athlete with a story to tell you why he didn't make it. It's just been one of my parenting.
Yeah. It's complicated always. Well, Chris, let's talk about maybe your current situation. Where are you at?
Just homeless and sleeping in front of the library every night. Just trying to make it. I used to say I don't ask nobody for nothing, I get it myself from work, but I'm having some pretty complicated knee issues. I'm going to get a knee replacement, and then my other ACL is torn. So I'm doing physical labor like I've done all my life. No longer really an option. So I'm just kind of like poking around and just living day to day and moment to moment. Try not to get in any trouble. Try not to piss nobody off. You know? Trying to live a good life despite some of my misguided ways. I had a taste for amphetamines, so staying up and being amplified, and sometimes you can freak people out like that, or freak yourself out.
You were just saying earlier that you fell asleep on the bus.
Yeah.
And then your cell phone was
gone. Man.
Is gone.
Yeah, that hurt. It's like all of your Instagram account, Facebook account, all my memories, and it's gone. And not to mention communication with the bridge and reach and stuff like that. Now they can't reach me on the phone.
Right.
I'm at the mercy of somebody else's phone now to reach down. But I go to the Recovery Cafe a lot down in Danny Way and Bourne Avenue. And I've been going there off and on since I've been in Seattle. I think it's a pretty decent place. They say they don't practice the 12 steps, they practice forgiveness. It's pretty cool. You ever been down there?
I haven't been.
You should check that place out. Yeah. It's pretty neat. Now just trying to get a shelter or housing, get out of the cold.
Yeah, it's been cold.
Yeah.
How are you staying warm? Like
getting out. Literally. Like this stuff breaks your body temperature, you know what I'm saying? So throw some hoop chicken on it.
Chris, is there anything you want the people of Seattle to know?
Man, just appreciate your tolerance and forbearance if I've upset you or offended you or made you uncomfortable with me in any of my ways.
That little fishy vent thing I was sitting on the other day.
I love the city, I love the neighborhoods. I don't want anything you have. Just try to make it. That's it.
Thanks for sharing. Heard your story, Chris. Good to hear your voice. Hang in there.
Right on, man. Thank you.
I'm gonna grab that little mic and take a couple photos.